Alright, hey guys, what's going on? So today we're going to be talking about internal tensors. Internal tensors are important when we start talking about things that are independent of space-time, and when we do this we're going to be talking about spin inevitably. And so with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure to go into my Patreon page if you want to support the channel, and you can become a member on YouTube as well. So now let's get into this topic. Internal tensors are going to be really important for understanding a lot of things here, because we're going to want to understand the idea of, or the concept of, mixed indices, right? So a tensor that has external indices, which is a tensor that has space-time indices, and then internal indices are ones that sort of touch the inner space of things, i.e. a spin space or something like that. So we're going to see that the two canonical variables in the Palatini action are the densitized triad and the internal connection. Okay, internal connections we talked about were connections between these internal spaces. Recall that the desensitized triad rotates our internal space components and the internal connection. So let's draw a tangible analogy to what we've been doing so far. Imagine a roller coaster traveling along some path. We can depict the path as some one-dimensional line, okay? And that looks like this. We have a roller coaster, it's traveling along this path, and the track that makes up the path can be thought of as the external path, if you will, of the roller coaster. So something can be traveling along some line or some geodesic, okay, in, say, four-dimensional space or something like that. But then we can add on extra dimensions to each point in that space. And this is effectively what we do when we establish a vector space at each point along the manifold. These really are internal spaces, right? So the idea that you've probably come across in GR is that you have some external manifold, can be n-dimensional, okay? And at every point you have some vector space, internal vector space, where you have an x, y, and z dimension. Okay, but oftentimes we're not talking about x, y, and z. Oftentimes we can attach a two-dimensional space. We've talked about this with fiber bundles. It can be a three-dimensional space, and each dimension doesn't have to be x, y, and z. It can be spin up or spin down, or it can be different colors, right, when we're talking about quarks. These are all internal spaces that are attached to an external spacetime, right? This is how we get closer to an overall theory of everything, is by attaching these internal spaces and showing that these internal spaces obey transformation rules that are very similar to the Lorentz transformation rules. With that being said, when we look at this roller coaster example, the roller coaster seems like it really can only travel along the path in some way, namely this way, but imagine for a second the roller coaster going like this, right? I imagine some roller coasters do this. I don't think I've ever been on one that does that, but they travel along the axis of the path, okay? And so insofar that the path looks like it's one-dimensional, the cart can travel in multiple dimensions still, right? So this is kind of like an external path, but to make this a little bit more tangible in physics, we can think of this along some geodesic, or some path. Doesn't really even have to be a geodesic, but along some path, we have... Hey guys, what's going on? If you're interested in this video and want to learn more about loop quantum gravity, string theory, and so forth, what you can do is you can become a member of this channel, and you can gain access to all the videos that become uploaded on this topic and future topics as well. Again, thank you so much for your support, and thank you so much for watching. This channel keeps on growing and growing, and I'm very excited to see where this is going to go in the future. So with that being said, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you like this kind of content. Make sure to become a member as well. Thank you, and bye.